Today we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson at Clarence Park after the Saints have started the new National League South season with a goalless draw, 0-0 against Chippenham Town. I hope your view of the game in from the sidelines where you can see the whole of the pitch, whereas I watched it through a 3-inch screen. I hope your opinion is better than mine. I thought that was very flat, and certainly in the first half we were fortunate to get away with it.
Wow, God, took me by surprise there, David. That screen must be, was it not frosted up as well? I actually thought we played really well. I thought it was a good game. I think both teams between the two boxes were very, very good, and I think both teams in the 18-yard box was very average. I don't think either keeper, apart from one Dean's had to make in the first half where it was offside, has had to make a save, and that's where I'd say that the game in the end wasn't really open in terms of chances. I felt they defended really well. They narrowed the pitch off. We didn't get round the back of them enough. When we did get the ball in the box, our two forwards weren't really in the right areas. They made too many runs to the near post, never really span out and got one going back post, one going near post. So I think in terms of the both boxes, I agree with you. I thought during the game from box to box, I thought it was a really good game, very tenacious game. And I felt we played some really good stuff, but there was lacking in both thirds in both boxes for me.
You're right, I must have had the wrong lens on in. I thought pre-season our midfield had a lot of energy, and I didn't think we saw it flowing today like that.
I thought Solomon was outstanding for us, David. So obviously that screen must be really struggling. I thought our midfield did really well. We didn't really pass the ball quick enough at times. But I think you've got to give a bit of credit to Chippenham, because I felt they defended really well. Their back four and their midfield three really didn't come out. Their front three were a handful in terms of the way they played and put us under pressure. And you've got to say, at the end of the day, you've got to give a big credit to Chippenham in terms of the way they defended. We didn't really undo them. We didn't have enough quality, say, in that final third. But I just thought it was a really tough game. It was a really tough game for this stage of the season. And you're right in terms of where the pre-season is to where we're now. That was played at a different tempo. I felt the first 15-20 minutes was really tough in terms of players playing at a high tempo. I felt the heat that was out there today was tough, and I felt both teams finished really strongly, and I was pleased with our fitness levels. But it's the first time it's been a competitive game all season, and it was a competitive game. They caused us some problems in terms of their free kicks. We gave some silly little fouls away. It sort of disrupted the game. But overall, I've got to be really pleased that we got a clean sheet. I was actually pleased. I felt we tried to play football the right way. I was just disappointed that in the final third we really lacked any penetration in there.
I agree with you about the way Chippenham defended. Second half in particular, I thought they settled for a point. Whereas first half, they were the side causing the proper chances. We had some shots. I don't think we had a shot on target in the whole game. That was one of the problems.
No, we said that. We had free kicks in the first half. Bobson had a chance in terms of that. I think Bobson had a chance in the second half, and we didn't hit the target. Everything went over. I think Darren Fox has had 2 free kicks. They've both gone over the wall, and we've not hit the target. And they're all the things that have let us down today. But we've got to go and work on them things. But there was lots of positives in terms of the way we moved the ball. I felt we got stuck in some areas a little bit longer than we should have done, and we allowed them to get back and make tackles. But overall, as I say, in terms of the way we tried to play the game, I felt we played well. But it was just that final third. We had to defend really well in the first half because they were causing us lots of problems. We spoke at half time about giving too many free kicks away. And we give too many free kicks away in the first half because they're a big side, they've got good quality on the ball, and they cause us lots of problems. So lots of things we need to still work on. As I said, we wasn't ready in terms of some of the stuff, because that's the way pre-season is, and when you hit your first game, first weekend of the season, that's when you start looking at some of the areas where you probably could have just worked a little bit harder on, and certainly defensively on set pieces. We allowed too many free kicks to come into the box, and Dean then started to come and collect a couple, which helped us out. But they did create 1 or 2 chances from that in the first half.
One of the positives, I guess, is, especially after last season, is the clean sheet. You must be really chuffed with that.
Yeah, we said that. I mean, if you look at the pairing of the 2 centre halves, have had clean sheets against Stevenage and against Barnet, and today, obviously. But I felt that when we brought James back as a centre half, and obviously Solomon's coming in as well. I think Ollie Sprague's done a great job at left back, and David DeHaju filled in really well today at right back, because what David will defend just probably a little bit more in terms of the attacking side of the game, especially in the second half. They cut off that area in the second half. In the first half he got a lot of joy. But again, as you say, you've got to give them a bit of credit. But overall, clean sheet, yes, happy. chances created. Did my centre forwards have an opportunity? No, they didn't. Did they get a shot in? No, they didn't. I think the only one Joe went through. He's got it at target. He's bloomed it over the bar, but as he's shot, I think he's had a little tug from behind. So you've got to look at all them little things, but we just got to keep working with them. We worked hard with them on training on Tuesday night in terms of some finishing, but we just got to keep working hard with them. And when we get the opportunities, we've got to make sure we put them in the back of the net.
As it was the first competitive game, did you learn anything new or different about the players?
I learned that we've got a lot of good players. For me, we've got a lot of players that are technically very good. They're comfortable on the ball. They've got a good awareness. And I was pleased with the fitness levels because, you know, you do your 5 weeks of work. You're not quite sure where you are. Pre-season games is they come and they go and they come and they go. And we rest people and play people and rest people. But I was pleased with the 90 minutes today. I think Joe just felt his calf cramp up in the last couple of minutes, but everybody else felt really good. We just spoke to him in there, and they feel good now, which is great. We've got the first game under our belt. We've got to go to Dartford on Tuesday night and then Dulwich. So, as I said all along, it's not an easy league, is it? You know, it's a tough league, but you know, we've got to try and create a few more chances in terms of scoring goals.
You mentioned Joe there, one at one end of the pitch. One at the other end, Joe Howe is available Tuesday. You thinking of making any changes yet? Or
I think we just got to really sit down and see what Dartford have done today. We've got to report on the game. Obviously they've got beat 4-1 from that side of it. So we'll have to have a look at the report we'll get over tomorrow. I just need to speak to Joe in terms of his fitness. He is a PE teacher and he's a fit lad anyway. But as I say, David DeHage's done really well in the game against Barnet last week and again today. So I wouldn't feel as if I have to make changes just for the sake of making changes. It's one of them that I'll sit and look and think about it. And if Joe's going to be more of an option in terms of being a natural right back, then it might be the right thing to do. But it'd be very hard on David if I was to leave him out and bring Joe straight back in. So we'll look at it, as I say, look at both sets of what's happened today in terms of the games, and then make a decision just before the game on Tuesday.
There was a lot of concern as to what the gate would be today, Ian, with the price rise kicking in today. In the end, 10-3, ground was almost empty, but in the end, just under 550, only a handful short of the opening figure for last season.
Yeah, no, and I have to say that, I've said it all along, the support we've had at this football club has been outstanding, and again today, I thank the supporters. We need everybody on board. We've said it all along, and we need everybody to get behind the team. The players need it. The club needs it and the town needs it, and today I have to take my hat off to them and thank them for coming today. There was a large question mark in terms of where we was going to be, and they've come out and supported the club, and I'm really pleased in terms of the way the supporters have come out. They've accepted at times, it's difficult here, and they've shown up today in their numbers. They've got behind the players. They were trying to get that goal again in the last 10 minutes. It's just a shame we couldn't. But as I said all along, I thank them for what they've done, and I keep thanking them because it is tough. Football's tough, and running a football club is even tougher. And I've been in it 3 weeks now, and I can see some of the expenditure that's going out of the football club. So I do appreciate, but I also understand where the supporters are. But thank them for today, and let's try and get everybody back on board, get everyone pulling in the right direction. Because as I say, St Albans Football Club and the town of St Albans need everyone pulling in the right way, in the right direction.
Right, just return to football for a second. As you say, Dartford well beaten today. Dulwich away next Saturday at full time. I don't know exactly what you expect, because you expect 6 points from it, realistically though?
I think it's going to be, as I said all along, I think Dartford are never an easy place to go, as we've seen last year. They're very good on their set pieces. They've got some big players in terms of attacking the ball in the opponent's box. And then Dulwich again, they found their feet last year, and they were a very tough side to play against on numerous occasions. So 6 points is what we'd love, but it's going to be a very, very tough game. Well, both games will be tough, but let's get Dartford out of the way first and foremost, and then we can worry about Dulwich after that. But I think Dulwich have had a good result today. They've gone to Tonbridge and won 2-1. So we know it's going to be a tough league. We know every game we play is going to be tough, and we have to try and make and create more chances than what we've done today, because without goals then it's going to be a tough season.
Lovely, thanks so much, Ian. So there we go, that's the end of the first match. The Saints got a point on the board, a 0-0 draw with Chippenham Town. As Ian was saying, they're in action again on Tuesday night away to Dartford, National League South. Kick-off at Prince's Park is at 7:45.